Hello everyone, I am C-Zone and I am doing a shoutcast of a scrim between SK and TCM, and I'm gonna go solo cast this because I have no co-cast right at the moment, and other than that it's gonna be awesome. I've already got 5 viewers. Awesome, you guys are awesome. Tell everyone. So we've got a Carthus ban. That is because Carthus is a really strong mid, and then he scales really hard into late game. Like, he's one of the only hyper carries in League of Legends. So he just does ridiculous damage. And then we've got a Rammus ban. I don't know, that's probably not. Wait a second. Huh? That's strange. Anyway, that's probably not a targeted ban. It's just that Rammus is really strong in the jungle because he ganks a lot, and yeah, he's really strong late game because he gets really tanky and he has a lot of CC. And now we've got a Morgana ban. That's kind of targeted because Ocelot does play a really good Morgana, but it's also because she's just generally a really safe and really strong pick. Now we've got the Shen ban, which was predictable because Shen is overpowered, like really overpowered. So if you don't have first pick, you ban him. That's basically what happens. And then we've got the Shyvana ban, also pretty common ban because Shyvana is a dragon, and she is really mobile and she can push really fast and jungle really fast. So she's a real threat for jungle, counter jungling, and she's good in lane as well. So we've got a Sona ban as well because Sona apparently is the strongest support. I don't really agree because I personally prefer Janna, but that's just my personal taste. It's just that Sona does a lot of damage on her own, and then Nif does play a really good Sona. He was actually known for that specifically. And then the first pick is going to be Ryze on Janatin. Ryze is also one of those hyper carries that just kills incredibly well, not only with damage but also he also gets really tanky. And then we've got a Cassiopeia pickup. That's obviously for Ocelot. Cassiopeia is also one of those guys that, well, she's not really a guy, but she also does a lot of damage late game, and she has a lot of utility with her slow and her ultimate, which is a great CC spell. And Ocelot is actually known for his Cassiopeia. He's really good with her. And then we've got a Janna pickup. I don't know exactly why. It's probably because they don't want to pick their other picks because they want to counter pick. But yeah, Janna is just a really good support, and she's up there with Sona and Soraka as the best supports. And then we've got a Maokai and a Corki. Now Maokai gets banned a lot and gets picked a lot because he's really good at ganking and jungling, and in team fights he still has a lot of CC. He can do pretty good damage too, and his ultimate reduces a lot of damage, like a lot of damage, in an AoE as well. So especially against Cassiopeia, that's a really good champion to have. And then Corki has recently actually been reinstated as one of the best city carries. He was like underestimated for a really long time, and then they changed his Gatling gun and he became like really good again. And the thing with Corki is that he's good in all stages of the game, because he's really good in the lane. He's pretty good late game or mid game, and then late game he has the poke and he still does ridiculous amounts of damage because of his true damage component. So on SK we've got a Lee Sin pickup, who is either top or jungle. In the jungle, well, but top as well. He's just really mobile. He does a lot of damage and he gets really tanky as well, which is a good reason to pick him, obviously. And we've got an Asriel as well. That's kind of interesting because Asriel is usually seen as one of the worst AD carries, because he doesn't do that much damage, and the thing is that he takes a lot of skill to play, and his reward is not high enough to put all that effort in it if you can just pick another champion and do better. Plus the fact that his range isn't that great outside of his Q. So on the other two, on TCM, we have a Soraka pickup and a Yorick pickup. Now Soraka is one of the better supports as well, because she heals a lot and she gives mana, and then she also gives a ridiculous amount of armor with her healing, with her W that is, and she also has that ultimate, which is a global ultimate, and a global heal is just so much map pressure. And then we've got a Yorick. Yorick is not big that much, even though he wins pretty much every lane he gets into. Looks like he's against Lee Sin. Wait, why are they swapping? Well, anyway, and his ultimate is really good because you get a double 80 carry if you use on 80 carry, which they usually do. Plus the fact that he lives longer, because if he dies, you get the ghost. And now we've got a Warwick pickup. Now Warwick, okay, why are they swapping so much? It's annoying. Anyway, Warwick has been buffed, and it's not that much of a buff, but apparently it's pretty noticeable. I've seen a lot of more people play him nowadays. I'm personally going to play him again because I used to play him a lot, but yeah, he got pretty good now, and he's always been like really good late game because he just doesn't really give a shit. That's probably the best description, because he just gets so tanky and he has so much healing that he can usually out heal with Soraka, and that says something. So we've got 3 minutes, so I'm gonna go and look at the runes and masteries. First off is Janitin, who has a lot of mana. He's got flat mana on his glyphs, and he's got scaling mana on his seals. He's got Empan on his marks, and he's got flat mana on his quints. And then his masteries are 0, 7, 23. That's kind of interesting. You don't usually see those numbers. And against him will be Ocelot. So I'm gonna go check his runes and masteries. And he's got Empan, flat AP, scaling AP, and more scaling AP. Oh, and his masteries are probably 2109. Sorry for not checking that, but I can't really go back. So Lee Sin, playing in the jungle, is going to go for 80 armor, some armor pen, and flat magic resist. The armor pen is probably, 12 is about the armor that every creep in the jungle has, so that's why he's got that. And then he's going for 1911-0, being sure to pick up this and this for the jungling. And then Maokai is going to be going for armor, magic pen, and a lot of flat ability power. So he's going to be jungling pretty quickly. He's going for 9-12-9, which is an interesting setup. And we will look at Asriel. And he is going to go for physical damage, armor, and scaling mana regen. 2190, that's pretty standard AD. I want to know what Yorick is going to do. That's going to probably be something interesting. He's going to go for AD, armor, and flat magic resist, and he's going for 4-15-11. No one is actually maxing out the trees, which is kind of interesting. So Gavin with his Warwick is going to go for armor, health, magic pen, and then no, he's got 3, 4. Okay, so he's got 4 scaling mana regions and 4 flat ones. And it's a kind of a strange page. And he is going for 121-8. Apparently he doesn't really need the runic affinity. And I'm not going to be in time to do another one. But what is interesting is that Asriel doesn't have a flash, which is obviously because he has his E, which is actually a longer range than flash. Still though, you usually see flash even then on 80 carries. And I have to go and add this game. Here you go. Keeps resetting that every time I quit XSplit. I don't know why, but yeah. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a pretty interesting game. They seem to be taking it kind of seriously, even though there is an Asriel pickup. And we're going to have 2 Ocelots. We're going to have Delta Ocelot, who is Soraka, and we're gonna have SK Ocelot, who is Cassiopeia. So I think the Cassiopeia is the real Ocelot, but I'll call the other guy Soraka, because if you're gonna troll me, then you're gonna get called by your champion. So, I think personally that in mid lane, okay, I don't know much about mid lane because I don't play that lane. Bot lane, Gorky is a really strong poker, and if he has Soraka as well, he's gonna have extra mana. And if he just does poke battles and trades with Candy Panda, and he doesn't like get bursted down, which could happen, but if he doesn't get bursted down, he's gonna be healed up. And Ezreal, Candy Panda, is not gonna be healed up because he has a Janna. Obviously, he's gonna start with boots and free pots, but at some point the health pots are gonna be run out, and he's not gonna be able to keep healing. So it's going to be interesting to see that. The thing is that Corki will be ignited by Candy Panda, so Soraka will not be able to heal him fully, and his heal is also not really going to heal him for that much, because it's going to be, I think, halved. I'll look that up as soon as we're in the game, which should be starting soon, and seeing as everyone is summoning. Now for top lane, it's going to be Warwick versus Yorick. That's actually kind of interesting. I have not seen that matchup because Warwick wasn't played much when Yorick came out, and people also don't play Yorick that much. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Probably going to be a farm fest though, because they both have quite a lot of sustain. But I'm pretty sure that that Yorick is not gonna lose this lane, because you know, if Yorick is doing badly, he can just sit at tower and live steal at a distance with his E. So we've got a lot of frantic pinging going around, and it seems like both teams kind of want it. Nah, SK is not really wanting to go for a level 1 fight. They're covering their jungler though. Even though apparently I don't know what Daedrian normally does, but TCM is definitely going for the level 1 fight. And they have a pretty good team for that, and they are going to catch Ocelot just in time. Snare does hit him, and he is going to probably go down. Yes, he does go down, and that's going to be first blood for Felix. And that's going to almost be a Doran's Blade. So he's not going to... he is going to go back for his mana or something. I'm wondering what he's going to pick up. He might just pick up a dagger, even though that'd be kind of strange. Let's see, he's going to go for a Vision Ward. And that's going to be it. So apparently they really want that Vision Ward. And Farfane is actually still going to be able to do his raves instantly, because he is in time to put his saplings down there. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to do it, especially considering he has 28 AP. Yeah, he does that instantly. And now he's going to go for his golems and his wolves, and his raves will be up back by the time he's going to get there. Or he's going to gank. That's the fun thing about Maokai, you can just do whatever you want. And oh, Felix is actually going to pick up a cloth armor as well. That's going to give him a massive advantage in lane, because he can already be healed. And now he's going to win the trades for sure, because he's going to have armor. So it will be good to see that go down. And Daedrian is going to be slightly behind in this jungle. I don't know why he didn't do his wolves. So Felix is going to be starting to farm right now, and I think everyone's going to be doing that for now. What is interesting is that SK has a pretty defensive ward here, even though Maokai isn't the best counter jungler. And then there's really defensive ward. There's one really defensive ward for TCM, and there's also a ward already at top. It's probably he bought that with the assist gold. Let's have a look. Yeah, he did have a lot of assist gold. He's got like 200 assist gold. So he had ample money to do that. He actually has a 4th pot as well, if I'm not mistaken. Can't quite see it. So, Corki and Soraka are going to be pushing this lane to make sure that they don't get ganked, because they have a ward here. And there's a ward... No, that's a sapling. But they have a ward here, so they're not going to be able to be ganked through the river, which means that the only way to gank them is through the brush. So that's why they push up. That way people can't gank them through the brush. That's the general idea. So they're going to be happily farming for now, and there is going to be a gank in mid most likely. Farfane is going for it, but there's a Daedreon as well, and he's got double buff. Farfane only has his blue buff. Rice got some harassing, but didn't really do much, and he's going to be harassed to lower health by Ocelot. That's a lot of damage right there. He's already got 30 AP, which is a ridiculous amount this early. And down bot there is going to be some aggro from the tower, I think, but it's not going to be a kill. Kenny Panda is actually going in quite aggressive with the Janus shield. He does massive amounts of damage, but Phalix got some damage of his own, and he is going to be healed up by Soraka, so unless he dies now, he is going to be on top of that. And there's going to be an ignite on on Soraka, but it's not going to be able... Oh, he got creep blocked. That's really unfortunate. He was going to kill Asriel, but there were creeps in the way, so he couldn't quite get there. And apparently he didn't want to Valkyrie, or he didn't have the mana. I think he didn't have the mana. So, Kevin is actually pretty low against Yorick, which is kind of logical, but the thing is that Yorick doesn't have blue buff or actual real good mana regen, so he's not going to be able to spam enough to get him much lower than this, and Kevin is just going to heal up again with his Q and his auto attacks. So there are pings going down in mid, but there's not going to be a gank, and here you see the gank I was talking about through the brush. They're going to push this out. Marco is going to get into the brush. I don't know if he's also going to go into the next brush. No, he's not. He's going to wait for the wave. No, he's going to wait for the wave to push this way. And there is actually a gank in mid. Daedreon ganking there. Ocelot's actually getting quite low against Janatan. Janatan is going to be fine right there. He has to go back to base though. And the gank apparently didn't really work out because Farfane is retreating. And at top, Yorick is getting pushed to the tower, but I don't think that Inky really cares that much. He is missing quite a lot of CS on the tower though, for some reason. Oh, he's going to hit that one. He's not going to get that one though. Yeah, that made sense to you. So, right now Corki is going to have a 7 CS advantage, which is not too much. Rise is going to have a 7 CS disadvantage. At top, Inky does have a about a 5 CS advantage, which is a bit. And actually Soraka is going to be attacked here by Daedreon. I wouldn't call it caught though. Actually it is, because Candy Panda is going to come in and he is going to go down, and Phalix is probably going down as well. He doesn't have the mana for Valkyrie, and ooh, he does flash, but he is going to go down. And here comes a Janitin, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's actually going to go down too, most likely. There is a slow on him. Are they going to be able to finish it? Ooh, he just dodged that Q. That was really close. Niv is actually also really low. Farfane is going to be here, and he is going to go for both of them, and he is going to be able to kill... No, Candy Panda does have heal, so he is going to be able to survive. Farfane might actually go down right now. He is going to go down. Is Janitin going to be able to kill him? Yes, he is, because that was kind of badly played by Daedreon, but there comes the double kill because Candy Panda does hit his Q. So in the middle, in the meantime, Ocelot did push down the tower to about half health because there was no rise anyway, and he is going to continue pushing that. And right now there seem to be pings on the wards of the enemy, or something like that. Don't know exactly what they're doing there. And yeah, this ward almost ran out, so he went ahead and warded the triangle brush, or tri-brush, or I actually know what that's called. Probably a tri-brush. And this tower is actually really low right now. It's only got 300 health, so Ocelot is going to be able to push that down pretty quickly. And he has the advantage in this lane, so why not? It's not like he has to be able to go back to his tower every so often. He can also just push it out and then go bot or top to gank. So yeah, top is, as I predicted, a bit of a slugfest. Both just bashing away at each other, not really doing damage, and just sustaining everything they do get in damage. Ocelot is going to be able to pick up this blue buff, which will help him greatly in the lane, but Farfane is picking up the blue buff for Janitin most likely, unless he's going to take it for himself. No, Janitin is going to go and get that, and that's going to be blue versus blue in the middle. But I'm pretty sure that it's better on Cassiopeia, sort of, because she can do a lot of damage if she has a lot of spam going on because of all the mana. Go away, Skype toolbar. I don't even know what you are. And that lagged out my PC a bit. But it'll be okay, I hope. Anyway, So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Down bottom, Candy Panda is not moving for some reason, even though he does have a red buff for quite a while, and he still has to farm. I have no idea what's going on. He might be... Oh, there you go. He's gonna move, and there is gonna possibly be a gank from Daedrion here. The lane's pushing really hard though. Inky is gonna be pushing that back. Go away. And there's going to be an ultimate on Inky, and Inky is going to get ignited, and he is going to get kicked out of the tower range, and he is going to go down, and he's not going to be able to... Yeah, he's just going to go farm with his ultimate Ghost, because he cannot actually go for them, which you normally do. And Kevin is going to be free farming for now. So at the moment there is a 2k advantage for SK, which is really good for them, and... go away! Jeez! Wait, I'm gonna go try to fix that. Oh, it isn't appearing. Okay, I have no idea. And there's gonna be some aggression down, but Farfin was actually there. Didn't really kill anything though, but there comes Ocelot, and this might be really bad because the other Ocelot is pretty low, and he is gonna go for that. He's gonna flash actually. He didn't quite hit his ultimate though, and he is gonna go down thanks to the turret and the big missile, and Felix is gonna go down, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade because Ocelot flashed into the tower for some reason. Candy Panda is pretty low. He's not gonna be able to get the snare in though, so Candy Panda is gonna be gone. I want to press yes, but I was not in time. And Daedrion is gonna be pushing down this mid tower in the meantime, so they did get a tower for that action, which is obviously a good thing. And Daedrion is gonna go for the red buff of Farfane. And he's going to be easily picking that up because Farfin is not going to be in time. I'm pretty sure, yes, he's not going to be in time. And that's a free wrap buff for Daedrion. He's going to try to take down the minions as well to make sure he has the timer. But here come a Soraka and a Farfane. They're not going to be able to kill him though, I think. And actually, Daedrion kicks away Soraka so that she survives. That was kind of silly. I don't think that was the target he was going for. Or he thought that he could kill her. And SK is going to be retreating from here, but there's going to be a flash snare. Candy Panda does E, but it's not... Ooh, it was in time because Farfin missed his knock-up. And here comes Ocelot again. He's not going to be able to do much though. Actually, he is out damaging Janatan by far because Janatan is not doing any damage at all. But it was just a bit of poke, not much going on. And Inky is going to be making sure that mid doesn't push too much. Which gives Kevin a bit of free farm after his lane got pushed. And Candy Panda is actually going to go down. Felix going balls deep for that, and his missiles just sealed that deal. Missed most of the fight, but that's pretty much what went on probably. And he is going to be picking up that kill, which is good for them because it was a kill streak. And they are going to be closer to SK's gold now. It's only a 1.9k difference, which is not too much at this point of the game. It's not going to be a complete stomp. And in a minute or something, we should be seeing the teams moving up for Dragon, because this is the time they usually go for Dragon. And Janatan is still going to be farming here. Daedrion is looking for a gank, but it's not going to happen. Janatan is actually going to push this lane. He's going to reset it, which means that he is susceptible to a gank. Though I don't think it's really going to happen. And here you see that SK is already forming up for Dragon. They're actually seem to be going for this. There's a ward here, so they know Soraka is coming, and Nif is going to chase him away. Together with Candy Panda, he might actually be able to kill him. The ignite was there, but it was just after the heal. So he did get a heal off, and the armor buff is still there, and he is still going to go down now because of the Qs of Candy Panda. Candy Panda might be going for... Ooh, if that Q had hit... Felix would have died for sure, but Daedrion didn't quite hit his Q. And now they're going to go for Dragon and probably pick that up pretty much for free because TCM has a AD carry that's pretty low, and he's actually getting poked now. And I don't think that Farfin and Janatan have the damage to outdo Ocelot and Candy Panda. And they are poking around for this, but I doubt it's going to be happening. And the steal didn't quite work. Felix is going to almost go down to Candy Panda, but Candy Panda is actually going to go down to Janatan. Ocelot not doing enough damage because of the Maokai ultimate. Daedrion is going to go for Felix after killing Janatan Actually, Ocelot picks up that kill. Jansen is, or Phalix is going to flash. He's going to be able to get away. Ooh, he just dodged that E. Farfane did go down in the meantime, and Phalix is going to keep running. He is going to get healed right now, and Daedrion might still go for this. He's going to tower dive. He is going to go tower dive, but he is going to die for that. Kevin is going to be able to pick up that kill though, and Soraka actually got the kill on Daedrion, and now Inky is going to come in, and he is going to just farm up because he's not going to be able to kill Kevin in time. So, I don't know. It was an interesting fight, but I don't know. Daedrion kind of created under the tower. I don't think he should have done that. I mean, he did get a kill, but he died for it. And again, in the end, it was worth it because the kill went to Soraka, and he just got his own kill. So in the end, it was kind of worth it because the gold's better on him than on Soraka anyway. But still, I think it was a bit greedy. And TCM, they tried to steal Dragon, it didn't quite work for them, and Maokai almost won that team fight, but it was just not enough. There was still a lot of damage coming out from Ocelot and Candy Panda. And Farfane is going to be farming up this mid lane, and right now Kevin and Ocelot are going to move up to top. There is a ward there though, so that's not going to work out for them. They might be just going here to push down the turret though, because mid turret is already down. Bot turret is getting pressured really hard at the moment, and Ocelot is going to go for this and push out the lane together with Kevin, and they are definitely going to go for that tower. It's going to be a 3v2 actually, so they are going to get engaged, and Ocelot is going to flash, but the snare still hits him. Is it going to be enough? He is going to go down for sure, and Kevin is probably going to go down. He might be taking Janatan with him though. He's going to try, and oh, he is going to do that. Well played by Kevin. That ultimate was just in range, and he is not going to get away because there's too much slow and general CC, so he is going to get picked up. And in the end, it was worth it because they got two people who both had a killing spree, and they only lost one. Even 1-for-1, it would have been worth it. But in the meantime, Daedrion is going to push mid tower, and he's going to take half the health of that, which is really good for SK because they will be able to pick it up later. And he is going to go for the red buff. Soraka is going to get really low. But he's going to flash out of the ultimate of Candy Panda, and Farfane is actually going to be able to find Daedrion here, but he's not going to be able to do much because Daedrion actually outdamages him, because he's not only 2 levels higher, he's also Lee Sin against Maokai, and blind people just generally win from trees, because they use trees to guide them when walking. So Inky is going to go and pick up this top tower, and there is going to be a small dive here, but Daedrion is just going to W out of that onto Neff. Phalix is going to be harassing them a bit. Daedrion is actually going to go for this, and he is going to get shielded for extra damage and some extra health, but he's not going to actually be able to do much. Candy Panda gets pretty low, but they just noticed Ocelot coming, so they didn't overextend. Well done by them. That ward coverage really saved them that, because if they had gone for that, Ocelot would have destroyed them for sure. Inky and Janatan are coming here though, so it's going to be a 5v4 with Candy Panda being pretty low, and there's going to be a snare. He's going to eat away, but it's not going to be enough. Actually, it's going to be enough because Daedrion does kick Farfane away, and they have to disengage from that and all push it out, and they're probably going to go for this tower, but in the wow, that ultimate's already back up, so that means that they're not going to be able to push this out, and Ocelot is going to actually poke the other Ocelot, the faker, and in the meantime Kevin is going to be going for this tower and taking it at least to half health. He's probably going to actually take it down, which means that all the outer towers except for 2 outer towers are going to be gone, and the other one is going to be really low. So SK Gaming is going to take a advantage in the map control. He's not going to quite take, yes, he is going to go take that down because Farfane can't really stop him, because he's 3 levels lower, and Ocelot or Soraka is actually going to go down, and Janatan is going to go for Candy Panda because he knows he's going to go down and he's going to try and kill someone. He is going to succeed in that, but he does die, so that was a 1-for-2 exchange, not good for them. And Inky is actually going to be face checking that, and wow, the damages! Holy crap! Phalix got ghosted by Yorick, which means they had double 80 carry, and Phalix just generally did a load of damage. He's going to be revived, so he's going to be easily taking down Daedrion. They are going to probably give Inky that kill because then he will get red buff, and Phalix is not going to be getting that, and he is going to push that tower with the small bit of his ghost that was left. And Inky actually got a triple kill there, which is pretty good. He had quite a bit of burst. That was pretty good. He actually has half his mana immune already sacked up, so he's gonna be having loads of mana. He already does have 1600 mana, which means he can spam his goals like whenever he pleases. And his recall is going to be interrupted by the ultimate from Candy Panda, and that's going to push the wave so that it doesn't actually kill the tower or does any damage on it at all. And Candy Panda is going to be moving back and go and farm. So at the moment, if you look at the ward coverage, you can see that SK has one ward in the enemy jungle, which is kind of aggressive, but that's the only ward they have. Niv is going to be warding now. He's going to get caught by Inky though. He might be going down now, not really though, because Candy Panda is there, and it was a 1v or a 2v2, and with he actually had oracles, but he didn't quite do that, and he has a visual ward and oracles, so he can double see that ward. And Candy Panda is actually going to move away there. It's was a bit close though, but anyway, SK Gaming has a ward here and here. That's it. And then TCM has 3 wards in bot, and that's it as well. So they're not warding too much at the moment. Pharmafane is actually going to go engage with that Sorelias, and he's not going to be able to snare anyone interesting, and he's not going to use his snare on Gavin. There is going to be a snare from Rise though, and Gavin is going to go really low. There comes the engage, and Niv is going to go down instantly. That ultimate took a lot of damage out of the equation, but it wasn't quite enough to save himself. They are going to be able to take down Candy Panda. Probably. No, Candy Panda is going to E away. Well done by him. So they lost 1 person in that exchange and killed 2. Candy Panda is really low though, so they are going to be able to pick up this dragon pretty much for free. Even though SK is going to be looking for a fight here. Felix is and Inky is really low, so they could probably do his Janitin is also really low now, and they are going to be able to pick up Soraka. Ocelot is going to go down though. Both Ocelots are dead now, but he is going to get a double kill on Inky and Soraka. Candy Panda and Daedreon are really low, but Felix isn't going to be quite be able to pick that up, even though he has Infinity Edge and they have to flee away. He is going to ult though, and he almost kills Daedreon. If he could Valkyrie in there, he's going to be killing them for sure. Ooh, that missile just missed, and here comes Niv, and Felix might be going down right now. No, he is going to be surviving. There's a Sorelias from Farfane. Bit of an overkill. He was going to get away anyway, but you know, just to be sure, it's probably a good idea. There's going to be an ultimate from Kevin on Janet, and Janitin is going to go low, and he is going to go down before he can heal up. And Daedreon is not taking this sour dragon. Candy Panda is going to do that, and they are going to be picking up this dragon. Finally, it's going to be up again at 27:30, which is in 6 minutes, obviously. You should always know those timers, and if I just said it wrong, it's going to be epically funny when everyone whines at me. So if we look at the ward coverage now, it's going to be a bit more interesting. There's actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wards in this bottom river, which is quite a lot. And then SK is going to have 1 ward here and 1 ward here, which... oh wait, this is TCM. SK had a lot of wards. TCM is going to have 1 here and here. And Ocelot Soraka is going to be picking up those wards because she does have an oracles right now. That's going to be a lot of gold for her actually. I don't know if she's going to check this one. Probably not. And she's not going to pick up this one either. Otherwise she'd have got another 50 gold. And that'd be actually 100 gold. That'd be 1/4 of her oracles already gotten back within the first oracle sweep. That'd be pretty good. So at the moment there is a 4k advantage for SK because they are 3 kills behind, 3 kills ahead, and a tower and a dragon. But still, that's not a lot of farm ahead actually. Never mind that. Rise is behind by a big load. Holy moly, he's actually 50 behind on Ocelot. But then Ocelot is playing a champion he knows really well, and Cassiopeia is a really good farmer. But then on the other hand, Kevin is going to be out-farmed by about 10, and Felix is going to be on equal farm with Candy Panda. And Candy Panda is going to get really low here. Farfane is going to spray us in. Is it going to be enough? He is going to kill Candy Panda without Farfane's help, and he's going to have red buff now. That's really good to have on a Corki. And They're going to probably push this tower out now because they are 3v2. And yes, they are going to be pushing this out with his Gatling gun. And Ocelot is going to retreat. So this tower is going to be picked up. There's going to be a Janus shield, which tanks quite a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Soraka picking up that tower kill, which means she is a filthy kill. Sealer support, nope. No, you don't actually get extra gold for towers, but hey. And there is going to be a grouping here. Kevin is actually going to be snared. He's not going to be able to be. He's not going to be dying though, because he does have a frozen heart and a withstand, which is a pretty good amount of armor and magic resist. That's a pretty good amount of items as well at 24 minutes. Well done by him. It's probably because he's got 4 kills and a good amount of farm. So at the moment TCM is looking for a fight because they are, I think they are a bit stronger at the moment if they can catch Ocelot quickly enough so that Ocelot can't blow his load on them. If they are able to do that, they're going to be stronger. I gotta check something real quick. Okay, so at the moment the towers are equal. There's 1 dragon ahead for SK, and SK's got 2 kills. They are ahead in farm by about, let's say 30, no, actually kind of like 40 or 50, which is quite a bit. So they are obviously doing slightly better mechanically. TCM, I think they are they are stronger though, because it is a 6v5 with the Yorick ultimate, plus the fact that Asriel already doesn't do as much damage as a Corki. Especially considering he only has a Trinity Force and Corki has a Infinity Edge, a Zeal and a Pickaxe. So I think he's going to be out damaging. I don't know why he's got a Pickaxe this early though. Probably because Warwick is so tanky and he wants to get his last Whisper really early. Wow, that was a weird bug. Daedron going to be killing that minion like a boss. Okay, so let's look at the items right now because there's only some poke fights going on. Janatin has a Tear of the Goddess, a Catalyst, and he is going for his Frozen Heart. He has a Glacial Shrine already. And then Inky has his Man Immune. He's going for a Sunfire, it looks like, and he has a Spirit Visage, which helps him a lot with healing. Niv might be caught here. No, it's just not going to be enough. Farfane doesn't want to risk going in there. So Falix has an Infinity Edge, a Seal, and the Pickaxe, and they are going to go for Niv right now. Wow, Niv flashes over the wall. Farfane massively overextended, kind of. Ocelot is going to have an excellent ultimate. Well done by him, but he is probably going to go down to the Corgi damage. No, Falix is not going to be able to pick him up because of the flash. He is low though, and he probably has to go back, or he won't be able to defend this. And it's going to be a 5v4 here. Bot Tower does get picked up by Candy Panda, and Candy Panda is going to actually use his ultimate to clear out the wave. You have to tank this tower to take it, and there's actually going to be an engage on Janatin. Janatin is going to go down instantly. He is going to be ulti though, so he's still here, but it's not going to be enough. He is going to go down for nothing, and no one's going to die on SK's side. That was really well played by Dan. They saw him being overextended by just a bit, and they immediately went for that. And Candy Panda is looking up to looking for some cleanup, but it's not going to be happening because he's not fast enough and he doesn't actually have CC. I don't know what he was thinking there. He'd have probably died if he went for that. So without an Ocelot ultimate, they still won that team fight 4v5. It was under the turret though, so I guess that's why. Still though, it was kind of interesting. Tower is going to go down. Candy Panda's going to get really low. It's not going to be enough though. Daedrian is going to go down, and Farfin is going to get away with a sliver of health. Ocelot really close to death now. Inky going to go for him. Flashes on him even. And Ocelot is going to go down after the flash of Falix as well. They really wanted to kill him. Falix is going to go down for sure though to Candy Panda and Kevin. And Soraka is really close to death. There was no snare from Rise for some reason. Otherwise they might have been able to catch someone under the tower. He's going to be snaring now, and he is going to be picking up Candy Panda. He might die though. It's going to be close. He's going to go for Nif though. He's going to ignite him. It's not going to be quite enough damage though, especially considering Nif is going to be leveling up and healing there. Well played by Janatin though, turning that around a tiny bit. So right now they're going to be going for the buffs, TCM, and they're going to try and be okay. And actually Yorick is going for a Frozen Mallet. The Chain Fest is mostly to get armor and then build into an Atmos, which I'm kind of expected, but I was like, Giant's Bone or Chain Fence probably Sunfire. So, at the moment, Niv has got 3 gold per 10s, which is kind of interesting. You usually don't see that on professional supports. And then Soraka has a Heart of Gold and a Philosopher's Stone, and he's gonna go and rush that Shurelias. Niv is gonna go for a Locket of the Hour Solari though, seeing as she's got Amulet of Valor. They're actually gonna go for Baron right now. TCM is, because they did see Daedrion bot, well called by them. I don't know if they're gonna be in time though. They don't really have that much deeps on them. Farfane is gonna... He got ulted for some reason. I don't know why though, because he's not the tankiest, nor does he do the most damage, so I don't know why they ulted him. And they're not going to be able to do Baron in time. They're going to get engaged upon, and that's going to be a good Ocelot ultimate, getting Inky and Farfane. Farfane and Inky are both going to go down, as is Janet's. Felix is going to get really low, and he is going to go down right now. He tried to Valkyrie away, but it's not going to be enough. Soraka might die here. Candy Panda is looking for her. He's not going to be... Ooh, that was really close, but there is going to be a free Baron for SK right now. And that might just win them the game. I'm unsure if they will be able to finish this. I don't think they will. But it's going to help them a lot. And right now it's going to be looking dire for TCM, because they are 10k behind, almost 10k. 0.8, what was I going to say? 9.8k. So it's almost 10k. And Dragon is going to be picked up, and that's going to be more than 10k. Thank you, Daedrion. Now I don't have to think about it. Yeah, they're going to be more than 1k ahead, or 10k ahead, which is also more than 1k, but hey. And they are going to be Oracle sweeping right now. Going for this red buff, actually. They're going to be able to pick that up, because there's no jungle pressure from TCM at the moment, especially considering there is a Baron buff on SK. They don't want to go for that. And Gavin seems to be going for a Ionic Spark or a Blood Razor. And if it's an Ionic Spark, I'm going to be happy, because there's going to be bzzz everywhere. And that's awesome. You cannot deny that. So, Gavin and Ocelot are going to be camping in his brush, and Daedrion is going to be close as well. So if someone face checks that, he is dead. Actually, Felix and Farfane are going to be trying to defend this tower, but SK Gavin is going to be there. He's going to ult Farfane though, but he gets queued away. Actually, he ulted Felix, but Felix Valkyried away. That was a weird visual bug. So Felix was suppressed halfway through his Valkyrie, but Farfane interrupted that ultimate. Well done by him. And they are going to be trying to defend this inhibitor tower. It's going to be hard for them though, because there's a load of poke on SK with the Ezreal and the... actually, Candy Panda is going to go down instantly to an excellent Rise Snare. Snare comes down on Niv as well. Niv is going to go down instantly. Inky going to be picking up Candy Panda, and he is going to be slowing now. Daedrion is going to be quite low. Is he going to be able to kill them? Felix is... Well, his Ghost is going for it. Felix is as well, but he's not as fast. Excellent slow by Ocelot there, but... Oh, wow! Really good ultimate by Ocelot. It's not going to be hitting a lot of people, though, as Kevin is going to be manhandling them with his Wits End. Ocelot is going to be really low. Farfane is in the middle of them. Janethan is actually going to go down, though. No, yes, he is going to go down. Daedrion and Kevin are really low, though. Farfane is not going to be able to kill them, because he is Maokai, and again, Soraka, the only person that survives that. It was a 3-4-4, so that was definitely worth it for SK. Great ultimate by Ocelot. That pretty much won them the team fight. He didn't get Felix, he got his Ghost, but still he got three or four people in that, including Inky and Janethan, who are pretty much the main damage dealers, except for Felix at the moment, and Felix was way too far away from that fight. The fight was here, and he was here because he was getting stoned by Kevin, and actually got killed by Kevin as well. And Kevin and Daedrion are going to go for this inhibitor right now. Felix is going to be there, he's going to Valkyrie in even, but he's just going to get kicked away, and they're going to walk away after killing the inhibitor. Actually, yeah, the inhibitor is down. So there is going to be super minions in the bot lane and stronger minions in the other lanes, so there's going to be a lot of map pressure from SK, and SK is going to be pretty much able to go for whatever jungle or Dragon or Baron they want to go for. Dragon is going to be up in about a minute or two, and Baron is going to be up a minute later. Slightly less than a minute, but you know, it's going to be probably be up at around the same time. I didn't time it this time. I said time a lot. So Inky is actually going to go for the Sunfire. He's going to keep it at Frozen Mallet. It's probably going to be a Trinity Force then, I guess. He's going to keep it at Phage, not a Frozen Mallet. I'm being silly. So anyway, at the moment, Farfin is pushing at bottom and his team is in mid. That's the thing, there's going to have to be someone bottom most of the time now, because that inhibitor is down and it's going to be pushing a lot. And there's actually a blue buff up right now for TCM, but SK knows it, and SK is going to go for that, and they are separated. It's going to be a 4v3, but they don't know who is... Oh, they actually do know who's there, because there's a ward here. But here comes Kevin with his Guardian Angel. He's going to be ridiculously tanky. He's got almost 300 armor. He's got 100... Sorry for that. He's got 120 magic resist and a load of health, so he's going to be just fine focusing that Phalix out of the fight. And when he gets his... I think it's a Blood Razor actually. I don't know. I like Ionic Spark better because it gives health and it does sparks. Sparks are awesome. But he's going to go for a Blood Razor probably, and when he gets that he's just going to destroy the enemy team. They are going to go for this Sarana with Kevin's W. If he doesn't even turn on, they'd be doing that even quicker. And they're going to pick it up though pretty easily, and they are going to be doing the siege on this inhibitor turret right now. Actually, Kenny Panda is going to disengage and go for the wolves because he doesn't like his team. Now they're actually going to be retreating, probably because Baron is going to spawn in a minute. That's my guess. I don't know why else they wouldn't disengage yet. Baron is going to respawn in a tiny bit, and they want to be ready for that, all healed up. And wow. Okay, so Ocelot has 2 Giant Spells and a Rod. Now that's an interesting build. I have not seen that before. It is probably because he was getting focused a lot in the team fights. Still though, I don't know. I'd have gone for Rabidance, but you know, he's obviously a better player than me. At the moment, Niv is going to be Oracle sweeping. He does have that Locket, which I haven't seen used yet, and there's going to be a Zeke's Herald actually on Soraka, which is kind of strange because he only has 2 ADs. It's not like he has 3 or 4 people that benefit from the attack speed. Even Yorick doesn't benefit from it that much because he does mostly do his damage with his minions. And SK is going to go for this red buff, going to pick that up for free, going to put it on Kevin, which means he can be counter... not counter, and carrying Phalix even more, and now they have to defend this bot lane. As I predicted, which is pretty bad for them, because now SK is going to be able to pick up this dragon for free, and at the moment SK is looking really good. They've got a lot of map control. They're 15k ahead, slightly less than 15k, and they are going to be forming up for Baron. It seems like Baron is going to be spawning in a minute at most. I know I've said that for the past 3 or 4 minutes, but it's actually going to be true now because they are walking into it, and there you go. Told you it was within a minute. So they are going to be going for that, and TCM is going to come, but they're not going to be in time to stop them, I think. It's going to be done before they're there, and they're probably going to get killed right now. Kevin is going to initiate on Janatan. Janatan goes down almost... Actually, he's still alive. Holy shit. Ocelot is going to be picking up Soraka, but that's not really the main target. Phalix is going to be picked up by Daedrion and Kevin. Kevin is really low, but Janatan goes down too. Now it's just Farfane left, and Farfane is going to be picked up easy by the 4 of them. And only Ocelot went down. They threw everything on him. And Ocelot, you know, he's pretty tanky. He doesn't really give a shit. And there comes the GG and the surrender vote. So that was that game. Honestly, I think it was a pretty good game. It got turned around though, because TCM was kind of in the lead most of the time. But then at some point they had a fight in the tri-brush of their own jungle. And basically what happened is that there was a tri-brush. Looks like this. So there was a tri-brush here, and then Phalix was here, getting destroyed by Kevin, and Ocelot landed a perfect ultimate on 3 of them, and that just pretty much won them that fight. Looks like they're not going to be doing another one. So well done by them, and Ocelot pretty much won them that fight, and after that SK was just able to pick up dragon after dragon, and tower after tower, and they just took map control, and snowballed it out of that with all those towers down. Took down the inhibitor at that point as well, and then it was pretty much over for TCM because they were getting pushed all the time and they had to go back to their base, and that's probably what lost them the game. They were kind of ahead at some point though, but yeah, that fight pretty much turned it around. And you can see in the money department, everyone in SK is above 11k. Even their support is 11.5k, which is more than anyone on TCM's team. That's how much global gold they picked up with about, I think it was 4 or 5 dragons, and then they got 2 barons and pretty much every tower on the map. So yeah, they're gonna have a massive advantage, and yeah, well played by SK. They turned it around at some point, and at the team fight I just talked about, and after that they just held on to their lead and kept it up. Well done by them, and I will see you guys next time.